our churches with evangelism training, what we do is we throw people a chicken leg, and they actually, all they're ready for is liquidized chicken. See, little doses of penicillin over a long period of time kill an infection. And we have got infection, actually, in the church. And it's usually to do with fear and apathy. But more often than not, actually, it's neither of those things. It's just that nobody's told folks how, in a practical way. And so I just want to encourage you to think about that. This can be done, by the way, in an hour and a half. We've been doing this at Truro during our Rectors Forum 2 or 3 times a year. So we gather folks and we just talk to them: prayer, building, share, invite. And just over a long period of time, I believe, as you do little doses of penicillin. Let's just talk about invitation for a moment. Obviously, we've been using the Alpha course. Can I ask a very quick question? How many of you have never seen a clip of Nicky Gumbel presenting any of the Alpha talks? Not, you haven't seen anything at all. Okay, there's a few of you. What I'm going to do, when there's about 5 minutes left, is I'm going to actually just play one of the clips from Nicky. It's one of the first talks he does on the celebration dinner night. It will give you an idea of what the talks are like on DVD. The most important thing about Alpha, really, I would say, is because if you have a DVD player and a nice way of projecting, whether it's in the church or you have a TV in a home situation, you've got the speaking part down already. Somebody once came up to me and said, Nicky Gumbel's the cheapest member of staff I've got. Because he does some great teaching through this Alpha course. Spread over 10 weeks and then a retreat on the Holy Spirit. And I want to tell you, we have the most amazing lady running the regional Alpha office here called CANA. And Karen and I have been working together to put on regional Alpha retreats. And we had I think we had 7 or 8 churches join us the last time we did a joint retreat. And different churches coming together. And the retreat is an all-day retreat on the person, work, and the Holy Spirit. The rest of the course is very Trinitarian, because although we have that dedicated day to talk about the person, work, and the Holy Spirit, the vast majority of the talks emphasize the work of the Father, the work of the Son, and then the work of the Spirit. It's a very Trinitarian course. In fact, many people, and some folks who may be a little bit more concerned about the role of the Holy Spirit, not that the Holy Spirit doesn't exist, but the eccentricities associated with some of the gifts of the Holy Spirit may be. What they found very helpful is when we talked about Alpha as a very Trinitarian course, balanced Trinitarian course. So you have the talks for Alpha. Then, probably the most important part of the Alpha course is leading a discussion group. Being able to facilitate discussion. Now, I'm a soccer coach. I teach and coach soccer. It's what I used to do way before I was involved in the church. And it was very helpful because I suddenly realised the best way to lead an Alpha small group is not as a player, but as a referee. The facilitator of your small groups are referees, and they're basically trying to keep the ball in bounds, or trying to keep facilitating conversation. And I think that if you're going to run the Alpha course, the most important thing is who you choose as your small group leaders. What you do not need for your small group leaders are people who want to give a talk. You've already had a talk. What you need actually is people who have learned the art of listening. How many of you women in the room who are married believe that is an art, the art of listening? How many of you believe that your husbands would really love to go on a seminar entitled How to Learn the Art of Listening? My wife would have a hand up in a shot. I think it's true for all of us. We all need to learn how to listen. How listen to other people. And you know, sometimes that building a bridge of trust to bear the weight of truth starts when we actually listen to what other people have to say.